Oh shit. Time for aeronautical violence. Alright, hello and welcome to a very special edition of Bourbon and DCS. We're recording this on the birthday of the A-10, which is May 10th, 1972. Is when the A-10 took its maiden flight, and well, I've got a couple of videos lined up that I want to do. I figured I'd do one just real quick and dirty all about the A-10's gun, since it's such a special thing. So this video is gonna be like mostly meme more than informational, but I just wanted to pop it out on the A-10's birthday. So that's what I'm doing. So today I'm drinking Buffalo Trace, tried and true Buffalo Trace. It's great. It's perfectly fine. It's getting easy and ubiquitous to find again, and for the price, you really can't find a better bourbon. Why does my headset keep twitching, man? I'm having more and more tracking problems with this goddamn headset lately. Anyway, so the A-10's gun is a big-ass gun that fires 30mm shells at a rate of 70 bullets a fucking second, and they come in 3 flavors. They come in depleted uranium, armor-piercing incendiary, high-explosive incendiary, and target practice, which I'll get to that in a second. But the default loading is a combat mix. The combat mix is 1 high-explosive shell to 4 or 5 high-explosive incendiary rounds. I don't remember which it is. The point being that 1 armor-piercing shell, or a couple of them, are going to punch holes in the armor, and then the high-explosive shells are going to murder whatever is inside that you just punch the holes in. Of course, the A-10 hasn't been used with a combat mix since the 1990s, since the A-10 is these days primarily turning people into pink mist with just nothing but a stream of high-explosive incendiary shells, because who doesn't want bullets the size of Red Bull cans that explode at a rate of 70 bullets a second? What are those? F-16s. Let's see if we can catch up to them. So anyway, if you look at the default pipper at the A-10, you're going to see 2 dots. The upper dot is going to be where the the depleted uranium shells land, and the lower dot is going to be the high explosive rounds. The reason for this is that the depleted uranium shells have a higher weight and they retain their velocity for longer, so there's not as much bullet drop. And as you can see, as they get closer, the dots get closer and closer together because, well,
pull up.
There's less time for them to spread out. If you change the pipper 1 over, it's going to default to where the higher velocity shells land. I know a lot of guys in real life just use the default pipper.
Altitude.
So when it comes to switching between the 2 kinds of ammunition, if you load it from the mission editor, you don't have to fucking worry about it. But if you are rearming your A-10 and you switch from one ammo type to the other, you actually have to come down here to the IFC, and you got to put this puppy in test, and then you have to come down here to, oh, it's this one, weapons, enter 30mm, change that to enter again, change it to whatever it is, target practice, high explosive incendiary, then come down here to store and hit store to enter the new ammunition type, because the A-10 can't tell what kind of rounds are actually loaded into it. I mean, how would it fucking know? So just make sure you change your pipper. Or if you forget to do that and you loaded nothing but high explosive incendiary rounds into it, don't worry about it. Just use the lower dot to blow things up. Similar to my APKWS video, as far as modeling in DCS goes, your best bet is usually to use the high explosive rounds, because there's very few things the high explosive rounds can't kill that the armor piercing rounds can kill, namely tanks. So we'll get into some armor penetration stuff in a minute. Oh, yes, one more thing I want to cover. The A-10's gun actually has 2 triggers, first stage and a second stage. So let's talk about what that is for a second. When you have the gun armed to arm, not gun arm, but pack arm, the first stage of the trigger actually stabilizes the A-10 at that point in space, so you can make finer adjustments to what you're trying to hit. And the second stage of the trigger actually does 3 things at the same time. Number 1, it turns on the engine igniters, so the engine, the gun gases don't flame out the engines. It pitches the aircraft down, and it fires the gun. this concentrates the rounds around the pipper.
Altitude. Altitude.
The A-10 is actually quite surgical with what it can and can't hit. So your best bet is, let's blow up that fucking C-130, who cares? Your best bet when it comes to rolling in on something with the gun, get the pipper sort of near it, like, meh, close enough. First stage, and make fine adjustments, and then when you got it nice and stabilized, right in the cockpit there, boom.
Altitude. Altitude.
The fucking thing disappeared. So that's the best technique with the gun. Now, what you can do, if you're maybe a little left or right, let's roll in on that tree right there. Oh, I'm a little left. First stage here, little bit of rudder. Works out pretty well, actually. The A-10's pretty friendly with its rudder. You got those big old fucking rudders back there. They work pretty well, actually. So that's the little quick few tips at using the gun. If you're having trouble hitting things, look, I'll be real with you, Chief. It's a fucking skill issue. I remember when I first started in the A-10, I couldn't hit shit. Getting a better joystick helped a lot, too. If you're using an old Thrustmaster joystick that's a piece of shit, you're probably going to have a hard time. Using a Cytec X52, you're probably going to have a hard time. Even the X55. Put a fucking extension on your stick. It's going to make all the world of a difference to make those fine, minute corrections. Oh, yeah, one more thing to cover with the pipper. Those two little doohickeys, the parentheses on the side, indicate a moving target directly perpendicular to you traveling, oh god, 20 or 30 knots. That's how much lead you need to hit something that's traveling like that. Like, those Vipers are taxiing. Let's shoot them. I'll come around and see if I can't lead them a little bit. Now, they're probably taxiing at about rate about 5 knots. So I'll use a quarter of those little parentheses, and we'll see how my aim ends up. Sorry, Viper Bros. This one's gonna hurt. Alright, so there's the parenthesis. There's like a quarter of it right there. Boom. Dead on. Nailed them. So there you have it as far as shooting moving targets goes. They're your best bets to go head on or better off tail on if you're shooting at a moving target. That's what I'd recommend at least. No. Yeah, about that. Okay, so you actually can hit things from pretty far away. Let's see. Let's go to air ground here, and let's see if I can't spot something down there. Oops. Let's make that soy. I might put some BTRs down there. Alright. So, BTR is pretty goddamn far away, but we'll put them between the brackets there, between the two pippers. Let off a couple rounds. That was 2.5 miles away. You can see those rounds really spread out there. So let's come around and try it one more time. And we'll use, let's go with the high explosive rounds and see if those can penetrate BTR armor from really far away. So, really you're not supposed to shoot the gun outside of 2 miles away from your target. But let's do it anyway. Because fuck it, we'll do it live. It is the A-10's birthday after all. Alright, so let's go ahead and put that little dot right on that BTR. 3.5 miles, perfect. So 3 miles to 2.8 miles. Let's see if those rounds take it out. Any day now. Nope. Let's try it again with the depleted uranium shells. Alright. Once again, 3.5 miles. Let's see. Oh. Now they all missed. Yeah, so I guess really you shouldn't be shooting outside 2 miles. Now, if those rounds, use the high explosive rounds and you're shooting infantry, you might be able to get away with it. Anyway, let's talk about armor penetration. Okay, so right in front of us is a tank. There he is. And we're going to shoot him in the frontal armor. And you're going to see it's not really going to do a whole lot for us. I'll fire at 1 mile, and then we'll shoot him from the rear, and you'll see it does a whole lot more for us. So, let's check it out.
Pull up, pull up.
Literally didn't even hurt him. Not a scratch. So 1 mile, depleted uranium shells, frontal armor, good luck. Now let's shoot him in the asshole. Same deal. And you'll watch, that's going to hurt him a lot more.
Pull up, pull up.
Oh, look at that. He's dead. So, the aspect by which you shoot a target with the gun matters a lot. Alright, when it comes to shooting down fighters, it really sucks. I was hoping this guy would fight me, but... I get him? No, you really have to lead them. If you're taking on another fighter with your gun, something's gone horribly, horribly wrong in your life. Let's make this guy's attention here. Well, I just took his fucking wing off, so... Is he okay? He's still okay. Good, now he's turning at least. You need more lead than you think you do with a 30mm gun, so we're going to put him right about here. Not enough. There we go. See how much lead you needed to hit that guy? He's still going, goddamn. There, I took his wing off that time. Again, if you're shooting at another fighter with your gun, God, man, you're out of sidewinders, and you've jettisoned your weapons, hopefully, and you are fighting for your fucking life. Wouldn't recommend it. Especially if he's a pointy boy, you're probably going to lose that fight. So, anyway, this video is more of a meme than it was educational, but really I just wanted to fucking shoot the goddamn A-10 gun for the A-10's birthday. So, happy birthday, everyone. Thanks for watching my video. Like I said, I don't give a fuck if you like or subscribe, but that's it. Enjoy the new intro as well. I worked very hard on that. It took me all of like 30 minutes. Oh, I've got 2 more videos coming. One where I'm going to go over A-10 survivability. That'll be a really good video. You know, countermeasures, evasive maneuvers, how to not die in the A-10, kind of a big deal. And I'm going to do a video on my simulator setup because someone requested that in the comments. So I'll make a video pretty soon about, you know, how I cobbled together the cockpit I'm sitting in. So anyway, cool. Thanks. Good night, everyone.